Hello, my name is Danny Stout. I am a data scientist and senior solutions consultant with TIBCO. And today I wanted to spend a little bit of time with you and talk about process optimization. Now, process optimization, a lot of people think about manufacturing whenever they think of process optimization, and that's one of the primary uses wherever we use process optimization. So let's say semiconductor manufacturing. We're actually building computer chips. And in building computer chips, what we're doing is we're making thousands of chips per individual wafer. And we're taking hundreds of process steps in order to do this. And historically, we've had a lot of issues with quality. We have to throw away a big portion of these semiconductor chips whenever we could improve the process and be more efficient. Not only would we get more money by selling more product, but we would decrease the costs associated with manufacturing these products. So throwing away waste, the additional time and effort it takes our employees to be able to produce these chips. We want to perform both of these functions at the same time, both increase profit but decrease costs associated with it. We also have many other industries that can benefit from process optimization, and they're starting to catch on. Some of them, such as marketing. What we deal with in marketing is churn. So how do we apply process optimization in churn? Well, what we want to do is we want to increase the number of happy customers that we have. We want to keep people engaged in our services, keep people engaged in our product. We want to make sure these people are very, very happy. And what we want to decrease are those people that are unhappy. Because why? These happy people keep bringing us more money. They engage our services, they engage our product, they increase our profit. But these unhappy customers, they cost us money. Not only do we have to expend more time and effort trying to keep them engaged as customers and clients, but we also lose money if they leave us, but also promotional efforts and things of that nature. Churn is another area where we use process optimization. What about healthcare? How can we apply process optimization in healthcare? Think about surgical site infection. We want to decrease the surgical and site infection that we experience in emergency rooms and hospitals the world over. What do we want to increase? We want to be able to increase the health of our patients. Both of these things are going to do two things for us. They're going to decrease costs associated with the health of our patients. They're going to decrease the infection, of course, that our patients are experiencing, but they're going to increase the quality of life, and they're also going to increase the profits of the healthcare institutions as well. But let's go back to manufacturing. That's where process optimization really kind of got its birth and where we still see a lot of new technologies that are being implemented. And within manufacturing, what we typically do is we rely upon GXP processes. Now, GXP processes means nothing but good blank process. So good manufacturing process, good lab process, good semiconductor process. It doesn't really matter what it is, but what we're doing is we're following a standardized practice in order to increase profits and decrease costs, which is essentially response optimization. Response optimization is very tightly related to process optimization. And when I talk about response optimization, I'm talking about the ability of TIBCO to help augment your intelligence. Because we're doing three things at TIBCO. We're not only helping your data to get to each location it's supposed to go, because in semiconductor manufacturing, we're actually dealing with hundreds of process steps. So we need to make sure that the data going from machine 1 actually gets to machine 2. We also want to take that data and unify it and bring it together. And then we want to make that data actually do something. We want to augment the intelligence that we're getting from that data. So after we went through those three phases, which is exactly what TIBCO does, we want to take that data and make it work for us within response optimization. Now with response optimization, what we're doing is we're keeping track of those things that we want to both increase and decrease at the same time. So let's look at semiconductor manufacturing. What we want to do is we want to take yield and we want to increase yield. But we want to take those unnecessary costs, waste, scrap, and we want to decrease it. So we want to do both of these two things at the same time. But how do we do that? We have many different parameters that we have to control in order to do both of these things at the same time. So look at temperature. Look at pressure. Those are two parameters out of potentially thousands that we need to control to both increase yield and decrease costs. Now, each of these is going to function a little bit differently. We know that temperature rises very quickly, but levels off. Pressure builds up slowly and then reaches a maximum point. But we know that yield we want to increase and cost we want to decrease. So what are the settings of both of these parameters that are going to allow us to maximize the yield process but minimize the cost process? And what we can do by using TIBCO data science is to use an algorithm to optimally identify those settings of both temperature and pressure that are going to both maximize yield and minimize cost at the same time. Now, this is a very simplistic look at process optimization using an algorithm like response optimization. There are many other steps to being able to create that factory of the future, that ability to both maximize yield and minimize cost both at the same time. With TIBCO, we can do that. We can make sure that the data gets from the different places that it needs to go through interconnecting everything. We can unify that data utilizing different TIBCO products such as data virtualization and master data management. And then we can also utilize TIBCO data science to take that data, make it work for us, augment that intelligence, and be able to drive good manufacturing processes with TIBCO. Thank you.